She liked to dress in men's clothing, and allegedly she was described as being addicted to swearing and smoking a pipe. Now, by this time, she's in her late 60s, and she decides that the chaos of the civil wars would be the perfect opportunity to take up a new occupation. And we see her reappear as a highwayman or highway robber. Lot of the evidence we have naturally comes from London, because at this time, London was the largest city in Europe. It was 10 times larger than Bristol, which was the second largest city in England. And apart from the noise of the internal combustion engine, it was certainly livelier than today, noisier, smellier, and almost certainly a lot more dangerous than London is today.
So all those colours behind her are just some of the colours that you can make from natural plant dyes. And the Greeks and Romans would have had a similarly vivid palette, even more so than the illustrations here. So it really knocks on the head the idea of people going around in dull colours. And its primary function is to hold up your hose. But there's a problem with hose, because when you look closely, you can see that the legs are separate. But even more alarming, if you're of a sensitive nature, is that underpants were not a feature of fashion at the time. I'm not saying they didn't exist, but it would be easiest to describe them as a sort of a version of an adult pull-up nappy. But what a lot of men did.
Say yes, but if you don't dare confess, please don't tell me. Perhaps, 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 perhaps.
One day, he was staying in a motel in the middle of nowhere when someone knocked on the door. He asked who it was and was told, "Delivery for you." He opened the door to find 2 delivery boys, but no parcel. Instead, he found himself staring down the barrel of 2 revolvers. The kidnappers grabbed Frank Jr., dragged him down the steps to their waiting car and threw him into the boot. The car raced away for some 10 or 12 minutes and then screeched to a halt. The trunk was opened, and somewhat shamefaced, one of the kidnappers inquired of Frank Jr., did he have any cash on him? You see, the geniuses that were carrying out this kidnapping had forgotten to put any fuel in the getaway vehicle. Having relieved Frank Jr. of whatever cash he had on him and actually put some fuel into their car, they continued off to their hideout.